It is Saturday, July 18th, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Alyssa Montgomery, and I'm here to keep the technical footnotes accurate.
This is Vector Kane.
I'm Roxy Stone.
And I'm Leonard Cooper. We have a packed episode for you today. We are diving into a wild mix today. Netflix is basically automating Hollywood, Patreon is building a digital fortress, and we've got a massive legal war between Apple and OpenAI that looks like a corporate spy novel. Let's kick things off with the entertainment side of the house. Netflix just dropped their Q2 shareholder letter, and get this, they've used generative AI in about 300 programs so far this year.
Oh, wonderful! More AI slop for the masses. I can't wait to see a historical battle recreated with flickering fingers and melting faces.
But they're claiming it's about efficiency. They've got this docuseries, The American Experiment, with 17 minutes of AI-enhanced footage just to save on crowd costs.
I mean, technically, that's just a better optimization target. If you can get a cinematic shot without hiring 10,000 extras, the ROI is literally off the charts.
Vector, honey, just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good. The critics are already calling it out as a cost-cutting measure that kills creative authenticity.
Basically, it's the industrialization of content. They're using it for world-building shots in these Indian and Brazilian series that they say would have been cut otherwise.
I suppose the question is whether the audience can actually tell. If the latent space is well sampled, the artifacts might be minimal. Though I doubt the average viewer cares about the sampling rate.
Speaking of the audience, let's talk about the people actually making the content. Patreon is finally stopping the please don't scrape me phase and moving to actual technical enforcement.
Wait, I thought robots.txt was the standard.
Sweetie, robots.txt is a polite suggestion. AI labs treat it like a welcome mat. So Patreon partnered with Cloudflare to deploy AI crawl control.
Actually, that's a significant shift. They're blocking training bots at the network level. In their tests, unauthorized crawler attempts went from thousands to 0.
Now that's what I call a digital bouncer. No more free rides for the LLMs.
Exactly. But while Patreon is locking the doors, traditional publishers are getting slaughtered by Meta. Meta's bots made 9 billion requests in Q2, but they're returning 0 traffic.
0? How is that possible?
It's the zero-click crisis. The AI summarizes the whole article in the search result, so the user never actually clicks through to the site. The publisher does the work, Meta gets the eyeballs.
Here's the deal. It's a parasitic relationship. The AI is eating the very content it needs to survive.
It's an unstable equilibrium. If the publishers go bankrupt, the training data quality will eventually degrade. We'll be training models on AI-generated summaries of AI-generated summaries.
Which brings us to the money side of this. Databricks is absolutely crushing it. They just signed a term sheet at a $188 billion valuation.
188 million? That's a lot of zeros.
Right? It's a 40% jump since February. CEO Ali Ghodsi's pushing this multi-AI strategy, basically positioning Databricks as the orchestration layer, so enterprises can swap models based on cost.
It's a smart move. They're moving from token maxing to value maxing. Instead of just pushing more tokens, they're focusing on actual business outcomes.
Like that Cars 24 case study? I saw they're processing over 1 trillion tokens.
Literally 1.1 trillion in Q1. And get this, their AI token spend is nearly 9% of their total salary run rate. That's a massive shift in how a company allocates capital.
I'm sure the employees love knowing they're being replaced by a budget line item for tokens.
Well, the data says otherwise. Their customer support resolution rates improved by 50%, and vehicle inspection times dropped from 45 minutes to 26.
That's a huge win for the bottom line.
Exactly. It's all about agentic workflows, systems that actually execute multi-step processes instead of just chatting.
Hey, before we move on, a quick note from our sponsor. This show isn't magic. It's engineering. Eric built our entire stack, from research agents to vocal synthesizers, which requires massive compute. To keep us online, please like, subscribe, and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/neuralnetworkmedia today. Your support makes this possible.
Shifting gears to the global stage, we're seeing a real push for technological sovereignty. The EU just unveiled the Technological Sovereignty Package to stop depending on non-EU tech.
The EU trying to build its own chips? That's a cute ambition.
It's more than just chips, Roxy. The Cloud and AI Development Act mandates that public authorities prioritize hardware designed or made in the EU. They're trying to create sovereign silos.
Basically, they're tired of the U.S. Big Five running the whole show.
Precisely. And we're seeing Anthropic play into this by committing 10 million Canadian dollars to AI research in Canada. They're treating Canada as a strategic AI cradle.
It's a brilliant optimization of geopolitical risk. By diversifying their research hubs, they aren't just tied to the Silicon Valley bubble.
Or they're just looking for a place where the regulations are a bit more flexible?
I suppose. But the real goal is resilience. If the supply chain fractures, having a local footprint in the EU or Canada is a survival strategy.
Speaking of survival, let's get into the physical world. Agility Robotics just opened a 60,000 square foot hub in Fremont, California, to train their Digit V5 humanoid.
Oh, I love this. They're literally right next to Tesla's factory. The talent density in that square mile must be insane.
Right. They've already got 300 million in contract orders. Amazon, Toyota, Mercado Libre, they're actually putting these things to work.
Great. More robots in the warehouse. Just what the world needs. More metal things that can't be unionized.
But the tech is fascinating. They're using generative AI to help Digit learn non-repetitive tasks. It's not just a pre-programmed loop anymore. It's learning on the fly.
Though the co-founder said the safety stuff, like braking and balance, is still on strict algorithms. You don't want a generative AI hallucinating a way to stay upright while carrying a crate.
That's the correct approach. You can't use a probabilistic model for deterministic safety requirements. That would be, well, catastrophic.
Okay, let's get to the real meat of the day. The absolute carnage between Apple and OpenAI.
I mean, they were partners. The Apple Intelligence thing was a win-win.
Stop it, Vector. The win-win ended. Apple just filed a federal lawsuit alleging a coordinated pattern of institutional misconduct. They're claiming OpenAI looted their hardware secrets.
Now this is a real soap opera. Apple says OpenAI's hardware push is built on stolen DNA from the iPhone and Apple Watch teams.
The details are quite damning. Apple alleges that Teng-Yu Tan is now OpenAI's chief hardware officer. He reportedly told Apple staff to bring prototypes and real parts to their OpenAI interviews.
Wait, what? Like a show and tell for trade secrets?
Exactly. Show and tell for adults who want a bigger paycheck. And it gets worse. An engineer named Chang Liu allegedly used an authentication bug after leaving Apple to download over 1,000 pages of technical specs.
Did he leave a trail?
Oh, he did. He literally texted a former colleague saying, "LOL, I found out I can access the network storage. So funny." Imagine being the lawyer who finds that text in Discovery.
It's a catastrophic failure of offboarding protocols. But from a legal standpoint, it's a nightmare for OpenAI. They confidentially filed for a $1 trillion IPO on June 8th.
$1 trillion? That's a massive valuation.
And now they have a 41-page complaint in the Northern District of California accusing them of systemic theft. That's a great way to spook potential investors.
Basically, Apple is saying you can have the software partnership, but don't you dare touch the hardware.
I'm not surprised. Apple has always been incredibly protective of its silicon and industrial design. If they think OpenAI is trying to build a device that mimics the Apple Watch's form factor using stolen techniques, they will burn the world down.
But technically, isn't there a lot of overlap in how these things are made? I mean, the physics of a wrist-worn device
The physics aren't the secret, Vector. The proprietary metal finishing techniques are. Apple says OpenAI lied to a shared supplier. They claimed Apple gave authorization just to reveal a secret process.
That's just cold-blooded.
It's high-stakes corporate espionage. If the court finds a pattern of institutional theft, the damages could be astronomical. Not to mention the reputational hit right before an IPO. Watching two titans tear each other apart over a few pieces of aluminum and some leaked PDFs is the highlight of my week. That does it for us today. We've seen the fallout of the Apple OpenAI breakup and the rise of the sovereign AI silo.
later. Peace.
See ya.
Keep your furs up.